Route 780 up towards the weather station isn't one for the faint-hearted. Both Ash and Serena are struggling by the time the sun starts to set. The temperature has dropped hard, just as Nurse Joy told them it would. Ash lets out a long sigh and watches his breath dissipate into the air. "Serena," he says over the sound of the biting wind. "I'm cold. I think we should stop," he shouts as his legs begin to feel like jelly. Serena, who is pacing ahead like she's the leader, looks back over her shoulder. Although Ash is wearing her big winter coat, leg warmers, and winter boots, she knows how cold her body gets in conditions like this. She can see how hard he's trying to keep up. She slows and lets Ash catch up. Then she puts an arm around his side to help him walk. What are you doing?" Ash asks bashfully as she hurts his pride. "I don't need help walking, Serena. Please don't." Serena blushes, but she doesn't remove her hand from his side. "Ash, no need for silly male pride now," she states, driving the two of them forward. "You're me right now, and I know your body's limits. Let me help you." "Are you trying to say that because I'm a girl, I can't?" Ash frowns hard and glares in Serena's direction. "No," Serena shakes her head nervously. "I just want you to accept my help." "Fine," Ash says with a teeth-chattering sigh. "Are you really that cold, though?" Serena asks. "That coat you've got on is so warm. I love how cozy it makes me feel." Ash looks down at his skirt and tights. Yeah, the coat is warm, but the rest of his attire is not really winter suitable. His numb skin is telling him that. He picks at his red skirt and gives Serena a sour look. "If I'm stuck like this for much longer, I'm going to have to buy some different clothing." Serena beams a smile. "That sounds like fun! I love shopping." Ash frowns even harder. His eyebrow twitches. "Serena," he complains, "that was a joke. Have you been considering staying in each other's bodies? It sounds like you have." Serena looks away and says nothing for a few moments, but the pair continue to walk side by side. Ash can feel his heartbeat rising at the thought that she's even considered staying as him. He'd never admit it to her, but he's been worried that they won't be able to snap out of their confusion. Softly and barely audible over the sound of rustling trees and the wind around them, Serena begins to talk. "Ash," she says, and then pauses to awkwardly rub at her face. "Would it really be that bad for you to be stuck as me?" Ash shivers as a gust of cold air cuts right through him. Even Pikachu sitting on his shoulder begins to chatter his teeth. "How am I supposed to answer that, Serena?" Ash gulps as he folds his arms for warmth. "Right now, I think I'm about to die. Can we please find a cave or something and light a fire?" Serena looks around, and the daylight is getting dimmer. There's no sign of the weather station in sight. In thought, she brings a hand to her chin. "But Ash," she says compassionately, "if we don't catch up with Team Rocket and save that Pokemon, we might get stuck like this." Ash pouts. "I know that," he replies plainly. "But, I want to protect you even now, Serena. I promise. Your body really can't keep going." Serena looks at Pikachu and then at Piplup. Both look exhausted by the journey and the cold. She takes a moment to think, looking at the path ahead of them and the steep climb up the mountain face. "Okay," Serena says, taking charge of the situation. "Let's find somewhere to rest. We've made it this far in each other's bodies. I'm sure another day won't hurt us." Serena clenches a fist. "Am I right?" After a few more minutes of climbing and following the path, the daylight is fading. However, Ash points out a cave on the side of the route that would be perfect for them to camp. Without asking, Serena takes the lead and enters the cave first to check it's safe. Ash stands back, shivering as Pikachu and Piplup try to share their warmth. Ash can barely feel his toes, and he has to jog on the spot just to keep himself from freezing. Eventually, Serena reappears with a big grin on her face, and she ushers them inside. The cave is cold, dark, and damp. However, it is out of the wind. Ash looks around for a good place to set up camp. A large flat rock off the cave floor seems a perfect place. Still shivering, Ash walks over and reaches to his Pokemon to call out Talonflame. "Aw, I keep forgetting," Ash whines out. Pikachu pats him on the head several times to comfort him. "Talonflame?" Serena asks with a wide grin. "I got you, Ash." She reaches for Ash's Pokemon on her belt and summons Talonflame from its ball. Talonflame bursts from the Pokeball and looks at Serena for instruction. "Talonflame," Serena commands with confidence. "Use flamethrower on those sticks I've gathered." With a burst of light and warmth, Talonflame uses flamethrower, and a small fire begins to warm up the cave and give them the light they needed to see. Ash looks above him, expecting Zubats to be hanging from the ceiling, but none can be seen. Pleased with the job well done, Serena recalls Talonflame without hesitation. Ash, who stands at the campfire desperate for warmth, gives her a wry smile. "Seems my Pokemon are behaving for you," Ash admits between the chatter of his teeth. Serena laughs confidently as she joins him at the campfire. "Oh, it seems so," she replies, putting her hands out for warmth. Serena then bashfully looks away. "It's only because I watch you, and I've learned from you, Ash," she explains. Feeling warmer and more energetic, Ash giggles at Serena's blushing cheeks. He points them out, deeply amused. "Watching me?" Ash asks playfully. "And do you do that when I sleep, too?" Serena pouts and closes off her body, folding her arms. "Well, if I did," she retorts, "I'd only have learned how to snore so incredibly loud." A small smile works its way across Ash's face. He's not upset by her comments, but more thankful. He scratches nervously at his face for a second before stepping closer to Serena to share her body warmth. "Shall we set up our beds and try to get some sleep?" Ash asks, now pressing himself up against Serena for comfort. Serena stutters for a moment. Yeah, good idea, Ash." The two brush away the debris around the fire that sits in the middle of the flat rock. Serena is the first to lay out her sleeping bag beside the fire. She then sits upon it as Ash lays out his sleeping bag directly beside hers. Ash, with his sleeping bag beneath him, sits beside Serena closer than he ever normally would. The pair both blush, laughing awkwardly at the situation, and look away in different directions. However, the two slide closer together. "For warmth?" Serena says, scratching the back of her head. Ash looks at her, smiles, and nods. "Yeah, warmth. I am really tired, but I'm not ready for bed yet. I want to sit and feed our Pokemon first." Agreeing to the idea, Serena is about to call out all of Ash's Pokemon so that they can be fed, but just as she's reaching for her belt, Ash yawns and rests his head against her shoulder. Her eyes burst wide open as he does. She bites her bottom lips and has to stop herself from freaking out. "Ash?" she says, trying to get his attention. Ash doesn't reply. His head just slowly slides down Serena's shoulder. He's fallen asleep, but Serena doesn't dare move. As his head falls down further, Serena has to catch him. She then gently rests his sleepy head in her lap and allows him to lay out beside her. She looks down at her own face and the boy who's in her body. It's the boy she's madly in love with, and he's sleeping like a baby in her lap. Letting out a frustrated breath, she looks up at the ceiling of the cave. She's wanted something like this to happen between her and Ash since they started traveling together. However, she never thought it would be like this. Serena wants to be the one asleep in Ash's lap, not the other way around. "Well, typical," Serena grumbles, adjusting her legs to ensure that Ash is as comfortable as possible. Then, slowly, Serena takes Ash's hat from his head and places it beside them, allowing all of Ash's long, luscious hair to fall over her legs. Serena begins to stroke it. "Sleep well, Ash," Serena says in a whisper. "I'll look after you." Not expecting Ash to talk, Serena is given a small fright as Ash appears to reply. In a sleep state, he answers her with a nonsense response and then begins to snore loudly. Serena can't help but smile down at him. "If I was going to get stuck as someone else, Ash," Serena says, softly brushing Ash's hair with her fingertips as he sleeps, "then I'm glad it's you." "Me too," Ash sleep talks and then returns to snoring. Serena's cheeks explode with embarrassment. She begins to get all flustered, and as Pikachu and Piplup look in her direction, it's only made worse. Right, Serena blurts out, trying to stop Pikachu and Piplup from staring. "Time for food! Pikachu, Ash is sleeping, so can you help me feed the others?" "Pika!" Pikachu replies, clenching a fist in determination. "Thank you, partner," Serena replies with a playful wink in Pikachu's direction. "But let's keep this," she points down at Ash in her lap, "between us." "Yeah?"